Welcome back to Beetle by Liptech. Today is Monday, March 10th, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 19 degrees Celsius. We're out here at the garden apiary, checking all three hives. Yesterday we were at the mechanic apiary, trying to, I guess I'm doing this in reverse this week. Usually I do my backyard, then the mechanic then this apiary, then the mechanic apiary. But that's not happening this week. I'm hoping to still get to the backyard apiary today, but if that doesn't happen, I'll get to it later in the week. I'm hoping to get to the farm and the Madison apiary tomorrow and see how those bees are doing. It's been a month since we were last at these hives, and just want to check, make sure they still have enough food stores, if they need a little bit of pollen, because we do have a cold spell coming in over the weekend, but it's supposed to be like 75 degrees here on Friday, central Indiana. And we're just trying to make sure that the bees aren't going to starve out. Again, I referred to that in the mechanic apiary video from yesterday, that I didn't feed the bees one year. Treated 2 of the 3 hives I had in my backyard, and the one I didn't give food to was just so overpopulated that we had some snow come in and they starved to death. So we're just making sure that doesn't happen, and we'll get back into these hives here in just 1 second. So we're watching these bees come in. You can see this one had pollen on it, and 2 more. This is the 3rd hive. There's more pollen coming in, so that's a good sign. It's early pollen. Here's the middle hive. They got some pollen coming in, looking great. That's what we want to see. And then first hive over here on the left, again, pollen coming in. That means that they're building up, getting ready to brood. So we're going to check on the brood situation here in all 3 hives. So let me zoom back out here, go way out, and I'm going to set this up and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this one here, I just had the dry sugar in that it turned into dry sugar and evaporated out, so I got some chunks here. And then this side here, I did put the dry sugar in, so we still have some bees coming out here. You can see right there, they're eating into the sugar. We still got all the sugar back here. It's kind of absorbed the moisture. It's kind of why I like to put the dry sugar on, candy board, whatnot. So I'm just going to put this over top. We'll just get into the hive here. Pop these off real quick. Put my pen down. I'm trying to get better at my filming of these videos. I do a lot of close-ups that I don't do a good job of showing everything. So we're just going to set that down here. Try not to squish any bees. You can see lots of bees up top here. And again, this is the one I have those simple comb on. So I never got those off because I messed up the queen, had her in the simple comb, had locked her off, so I was not happy with that. As you can see, I did have some newspaper up here, and the bees are starting to remove it, and they've taken the sugar off it, and now they start disposing of the newspaper. I'm just going to help them out, just remove that out completely. So I really don't want to break this apart and see if there's brood on this, because this, like I said, this is the simple comb. I'm going to have to do something with that eventually, make sure it's not messed up, because I'm hoping to get some comb honey this year. So I'm just going to pull this off. We're just going to go right down to the next box. Can't tell queen's there, but we're going to go right into this next box. Let's separate these frames, make sure I don't break them like I did over at the mechanic apiary by not dislodging them first and then pulling up on them and breaking out the top bars. So this is just an empty, this is room for them to build on. So I might have to swap this out. It looks like there's some decent amount of wax, but I might have to put more wax on it, so just to get them to build. But it's not that time of year yet for them to build. The nectar flow isn't on yet. As soon as we start getting some nectar in, they'll start building up. But I want to get over here into the middle, see if we can find I think I see a hive beetle. Nope. Looks like, is it dead? I do see a hive beetle, and it was alive. I got it. Let's go to the second frame here. Okay. They're starting to store pollen in this frame. It looks like they might start building on this side. It looks like there might be a small nectar flow. It's hard to tell if that's just uncapped honey or not. Right in this area right here. I don't know if I can get that on the camera. It's hard to see through my veil. But this is all filling up with pollen. So I'm just going to set this back in. I'm going to pull out the next frame. Got a nice cluster here right in the middle. Oh yeah, there's our brood. Get this around here. You can see all the brood right there. Looking good. So queen still well. I'm looking for the queen real quick. Yeah, you can see all that brood right on there. We got uncapped, capped. If we see if we got emerging here. Nope, not emerging. They're capping it. So it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to put this back in here. Close this back up. So this hive has room to expand into that comb, or into the foundation that they haven't drawn yet, which is good. I'm going to just give them a quick puff of smoke here. And I'm just going to close this. Well, actually, let me check for weight first. Yeah, it's a little light. So I think I'm going to put a little food on here. Okay, so we're getting into the middle hive here, and we can see lots of bees up top here already through the screen that I have on top. Looks like we got some bees trying to get around the screen. But we'll pop this open here, and you can see how I'm just going to give them a little bit of smoke just to make sure I don't rile them up. Bees have been pretty calm so far. Some light smoke there. Okay, now let's pop this open, see what's going on. Always attach this one to the frames. This inner cover is a little low. Oh my goodness. Yep, this is the one with all the beetles. You can see all those beetles on here. So we're just having a beetle smashing party at the moment. We'll get that done, and we'll get back to checking on the bees. The bees did a good job of securing all these beetles up top, corralling them. So I did a bad job of releasing them, but as long as I kill most of them, the bees shouldn't mind. There we go. Yeah, the bees corralled them so good that there's some dead ones up top here. There's one still alive. Okay. Let's see what we can see here. Yeah, you can see right in here, there's some dead ones right here. And you can see the bees are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, into 8 frames. Even the 9th here, they're all the way across. So that's really good. Let's just see how high up they are. I'm going to take a quick check here, see if the queen's up top at all. I better move a little bit slower. That kind of riled them up a little bit. I'm just going to take the second frame out on this end. Try not to hurt any bees. It's a light frame. Feels like they ate all the comb out of it. There's no honey in it. Let's get into this next frame. Oh yeah, we got brood all the way up here, all the way up top. You can see that right there. Blowing out. You can see all that brood right there, so that's good. We got lots of brood on this side. Make sure our queen's not out here. Okay, we're on the last hive now. They've sealed up the top here, so we can't really see what's going on there. Get my smoker puffing here. I'm just going to do a small crack. Get underneath here. It's a good sign they didn't all come flying out. Do have a good amount of propolis on here. All right. So these bees are down below. One hive beetle in the lid. So apparently I did a pretty good job of raising beetles over the winter, besides for the honeybees. So we'll have to make sure we get our beetle traps on early. I might try the shop towel method this year. And you can see all the honey here. We still got honey. Nothing on that side. So let me put this off to the side. I don't think the bees are really up in this top box much. Just look into the third and fourth frames here. Get a good look at the middle. They're leaving some honey there. Got some good amount of honey on this side. A couple beetles. My beetle remover here. And they're down on those things. I mean, there's a ton. It's not worth taking the tweezers to them, but if you can get them before there's a lot of them, grabbing them with tweezers isn't a bad thing. There's actually quite a few. There's quite a few down here on the bottom of this frame, so I'm just going to tap this real quick, see if I can get them to fall out. Yep, we got a few. I don't like stirring up the bees like that, but I got rid of most of those beetles. And there's a lot of beetles up on this top, which a lot more than I thought. Let me see if I can shake these bees off. Yeah, there we go. Now I got most of the bees off. I can go to town and knock these beetles down, kill them. Oops. Sorry, that might be off camera, but let's flip it over here. Yeah. Beetles don't know where to go. Smashing, smashing. Eesh. There was a lot more beetles on this one. They had them all corralled. Apparently in this middle hole. I knocked some nectar out of this hive. At least I think it's nectar. It might just be some honey. Probably honey from, but at least I cleaned that one up. But they're all hanging out around this hole here, and the bees were taking care of them, keeping them corralled. So let's just put this back together. There's no I'll show you what I did over here. You can see got a lot of dead beetles here, smashed all over. Another one to smash. They find any crevice and crack they can get into that the bees can't get to, and the bees can't actually kill the beetles because the beetles have a hard enough outer shell. So let's just pop this open. There we go. Now we should be able to see the main part of the colony. Oh yeah, look at what we got going on here. We got bees all the way across, so it's looking pretty good. Get my frame rest here. Getting a little propolis on my stand. Let's see, I'm going to start right over here on this seam. I got to get this plastic frame out of here and back over to the Apame hive one of these days. Actually, I'm probably going to take the plastic frame out. That might be the easiest one because it definitely will not separate. That is the nice thing about the plastic. There are some people that say they would never put plastic in their hives, and that's your personal choice. You know, a lot of decisions in life. That one, I look at all this pollen here. You can see all this pollen on this side here, and all this pollen up here. So they're brooding up pretty good probably here. We'll look in a second. I'm not going to worry about. There's more hive beetles. Let's try to knock those down. Get them out of the hive at least. Do not want hive beetles to hang out. So bees are corralling them pretty well. So a lot of times the sunlight will cause the beetles to fly off. And if you have chickens, if you can get the frame out, the beetles will go nuts on it. Or the chickens will go nuts on the beetles. Look at that brood. That's a good pattern right there. That's what we want to see. Looking good on both sides. So this is going to be one I'm going to keep an eye on early. I would say they'll probably swarm on me if I don't get back here at a decent time. And by decent time, I mean early April. Last year I went to Japan, and I didn't get back to the bees until the middle of April, and I already had like 2 or 3 swarms at that point. Out here at this apiary was the first one. All that brood there. Got a bee with pollen down there at the bottom. Looking good. So yeah, there's still quite a few beetles. They're hanging out. Good brood on this side too. You can see all that. So bees are looking good in this yard. So let's see if I can kill a few more beetles while I'm killing time here. Put you on pause. So before I put this last frame in, I want to show you a good way to check if your bees are a little more aggressive or not, is if you put your hand over, you can see how they're not just jumping up on my hand. So this one's a lot calmer than this other hive here. The other hive had a few come at me, but and then let's see if we can get over here to the outside. Something tells me I marked this queen already. Let's see if I can lower this down here, and you can see my nice green marking from last year. So this queen should be marked in here somewhere. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching Beetle by Liptak. Please like and subscribe. Slowly growing the channel. This will be season number 11. Not sure if I announced the time when I got out here. So it's about 5 o'clock on Monday, March 10th. But appreciate you watching. See you on the next video.